Put Jesus on the front. Pray before you go. Let's give it the beans. Hanging out by the state line, turning holy water into, you know the rest. One of the more brilliant things Honda ever did was to fuel inject that 1300 motor. It was what they did after that I kind of have a problem with. I had two VTX 1300s and a VTX 1800. I do love this motor. Fuel injecting this motor was absolute brilliance in my opinion. What I love about the Stateline, fat front tire, 140 on the front. You have a 70-inch wheelbase, super stable on the highway. You have a 170 on the back, kind of fat, but not too fat, so you can still kind of corner with it. This bike dives into the corners with relative ease, even considering its long wheelbase, in my opinion. It's all raked out and bad looking, but you know what? The funny thing is it's actually remarkably easy to ride, and it's very comfortable. This bike is so beautiful, it's got to be one of the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. We're going to take it on some twisties and on the highway and see what these 75 horses have to say for themselves. Let's go for a ride. This one does not have ABS. Oh yeah, handlebars are swept back. Let's see if these turn signals are self-canceling. I calculate not. Let's give it the beans. No tach. Basically, you've got odometer, and then you've got trip A, trip B, and you've got a speedo. No tach. You'll just have to listen for the motor. Now this thing has got a lot of vibration coming through the seat, coming through the handlebars, through the floorboards. A lot of vibration. I don't remember my VTX 1300 vibrating this much, but you know, I can live with it. Good sound. Yeah, plenty of get up and go. You know, 75 horses is enough. You know, with the power to weight ratio. You know, this is sitting right around 650 pounds wet, I believe. That 4.4 gallon tank. We're going to take it up here and do some country twisties. Now here's a few issues I had with this bike. This should have been the next VTX 1300. And then they should have taken the 1800 motor from the VTX 1800 and they should have plopped that in the Fury. And then you'd have had this for a nice tourer that got reasonably good gas mileage. I think these get about 52, 53 miles per gallon, something like that. So you'd have gotten pretty good gas mileage. With the 4.4 gallon tank, you'd have been, you know, good fuel range, 200 miles. And then they should have put the 1800 motor in the Fury. And the Honda Fury would then be truly furious. I would prefer this over the Fury for so many reasons. Number one, the fatter front tire, I love that. And the extra gallon of gas. So this is one of those long wheelbase bikes. If you watched my review on the Yamaha Raider and also the Yamaha Striker, same deal. But the bike does not feel heavy to me at all, not even a little bit. But Honda's always brilliant at that. You know, even my Goldwing and even my Valkyrie, super low center of gravity, very manageable, very maneuverable. All right, we're going to hit some twisties with this, and we're going to see if this long wheelbase gets in the way. At almost 71 inches, it's almost the same wheelbase as a 1971 Greyhound bus. It is a very long bike, but it's got a very narrow profile. It's very narrow. It's kind of cool. Crazy looking. Let's see if this Pinocchio front wheel gets in the way and cornering. What's great about these Hondas, these 1300s, whether you get a Fury or whether you find a Stateline, they've made a Sabre for a year with this motor in it. They're just bulletproof motors. You just can't kill them. I think I had 92,000 miles on my last VTX 1300, my black one, or my second to last VTX 1300. All right, let's do some twisties. And let's see how this thing maneuvers. Hang on a minute. It's got pretty good tires on it too. It's got those It's got those old Marathon Ultra 888s. I like those 888 tires. It's got a pretty new set of them on there. Alright, let's just give it a little lean stir. It corners fine, there's no issues. You know, it's the same thing with my Striker. You know, you get that long wheelbase and, you know, it can fool a new rider if you've never been on a bike that's got a little bit of a rake to it. You know, it can make you feel like, uh-oh. But, you know, in the end, it ends up being fine. You know, corner's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Accelerates great. And fifth gear, you know, doing 70, 75, it's not that loud. That wide ratio fifth, it's not super loud at all. This is a remarkably comfortable riding position. These handlebars are swept back beautifully, even though I'm sitting pretty far back in the bike. And you know what? The front end feels light. You know, so turning it, this feels very light to me. You know, this feels very flickable. It doesn't feel heavy at all. You're getting good, comfortable suspension travel in the front and rear. You're getting a bike that looks phenomenal. You're getting Honda build quality, and you're getting that 1300 motor fuel injected in something that you can comfortably tour with and has a pretty darn good soundtrack too. Oh, I'm gonna go through this little F1. Look at this little F1 Tornado. Whoa! Where's Bill Paxton when you need him? That was pretty cool. Maybe there's a school of them. Maybe there's a pack of those little tornadoes. Those tornadoes tend to move in gaggles. Look, it's a murder of crows and a gaggle of tornadoes. Engine braking is good. Brakes are bitey and good. This thing looks absolutely amazing. It is a total head turner. But having that 140, it's got an extra fatter front tire. Having a 140 on the front, that's a pretty fat tread patch for a front tire. 140, yeah. 140 and 170, that's a really nice balance. You know, and I could see with the wheelbase being 71 inches, I could see why they would not want to put a 180 or a 200 on the back, because then cornering it might be a lot of fun. Although my Striker had a 200 on the back and I cornered that just fine. I didn't have any problems. And my Striker is 70 plus inch wheelbase, just like this. Great torque. I think it's 91 foot-pounds of torque. 75 horsepower. Shaft drive, so it's pretty low maintenance there. And all the maintenance on this Honda 1300 motor is so stupidly simple. These go for about $5,000 used, and that's pretty good considering everything you're getting. All right, let's take it up into the upper registers a little bit, and we'll see how loud this motor is. There, I'm doing 75 now, and 75, and it's not too loud at all. It's not too loud at all. Now, if it had the stock pipes, it really wouldn't be very loud, but these Advanced Heinz pipes are a little on the loud side, so there you go. My 1300, my last VTX 1300 had Cobra pipes on it, and my VTX 1800 had Cobra drag pipes on it, and sounded absolutely amazing. If you had a 200cc cruiser and you put Cobra drag pipe, it would make it sound like a 500 horsepower drag racer. That is how good those Cobra drag pipes are. $5,000 to buy a V-twin that will probably outlive you and your entire family might be worth it. You know, I would pull the trigger on this one myself, but I just bought a Valkyrie, a 2014 Valkyrie. You can watch that review on TG MotoRider as well if you like. So look, if you happen to see a Stateline, you need to get it, and I'll tell you why. You're getting the good looks in the teardrop tank that the Fury has with 1 extra gallon. You're getting good suspension travel in the front and rear. My name's TG MotoRider. Thank you very much for subscribing. Been a stuntman for 30 years, and I'm an everyday rider, even in the winter. I've had 20 motorcycles, just about my 20th actually, and I've test ridden gobs in between. Anyway, thank you very much for subscribing. Motorcycles are my passion, and this channel is growing like a weed. Your eyes without a face. You got no human grace. Your eyes without a face. And that's my review of the 2010 Honda Stateline. Put Jesus on the front. Pray before you go. TG MotoRider, signing off. Out by the Stateline. Bringing it down. Whoa.